I'd love that simple life.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back. We're just talking about simpleton lives and how beautiful that they can be. Lisa was just talking about, where was it, in Cyprus?
In Cyprus.
What village? Do you remember where you was? Because it would have been a village, not close.
Paphos was the main resort. But we were up further in the hill, in the villa up there.
That's
and like
fine.
I said, you'd have the goats, gling, 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 come down with the goat man.
Goat belt.
Yeah, like up in the morning, it was about sort of half
6-ish?
no, it was about 8 o'clock,
Right.
about half 7, 8 o'clock, and they'd go up the hill. And then 4 o'clock in the afternoon, he used to call the boys, listen. And then he'd hear all the bells first. And then there he was, little old guy, really old, with his stick, just no cares in the world, bringing them all back down the hill again. Do you know what I mean? And like you said, simpleton life, isn't it?
Do you know why they have sticks?
Why do they have sticks?
For the snakes.
Right, okay.
And if you notice that the stick, if you've ever noticed a shepherd's stick, it's like, how can I put it? It's like a door handle at the end.
Yeah.
And it tapers down, it thins as it gets down. But it's about 2 meters high.
Yeah.
And they carve it themselves off the tree.
Yeah.
They'll find a branch or that's broken or whatever off a good wood. And they'll just round it off and stuff.
I found it fascinating now. There's no Wi-Fi, no nothing. It's just real pure, back to nature.
Lisa,
simpleton. Give me a shack somewhere.
To take a walk and do that life. I would do it for weeks, every day, because I lived in the village and I got friendly with the family.
Yeah.
We
used to go to a little bakery, tiny little place, and he'd have a stone oven. We'd have all the fresh breads in there and come out and, we'd made all the breads in the morning and it was just beautiful, like you said, you get yourself some halloumi, bit of feta cheese, some really nice fruit and veg, all fresh from the land, none of the shops, and we go back and have a lovely big salad, and a bit of meat on the barbie, and it was just, like I said, no Wi-Fi, there was no on your phones then, it was just pure, simple, and that was luxury to me. That's called luxury to me. I don't know, was it Wi-Fi days that you went in? There was Wi-Fi and whatever. How long ago was this? We're talking 2006, 2007.
No,
there was
early
Wi-Fi
days.
Very early days. The boys we were all so knackered from the sun.
There wasn't Wi-Fi.
We didn't. When we went in the villa, there was no putting TVs on, and we all slept like babies. You know what I mean? We'd have all that fresh air all day.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Look,
good food, fresh air.
I was walking
the. Slept.
It's the best sleep.
Yeah, it was in the hills. I'd open up the Venetian. They had these wooden.
The Troodos Mountains. It was in the Troodos because that's near Paphos.
They had these blind, wooden shutter things.
That's for the sun.
You'd open them up in the morning and you just look at the hills from your bed and go, oh my God, I could just die here. It was like, it was paradise.
You see, look, I was doing that in the 80s, late 70s. Late 70s and the 80s. Maybe even before. Anyway, mid 70s. Maybe mid 70s. I was going there. My mum and dad would send me over to Cyprus come summertime. So you're spending 6 weeks out there, And I went there first as a chubby little boy, and they'll take the piss out of me because you're pasty. Me and my cousin. My cousin, he doesn't tan, So funny enough, there's some Greeks that you think they're not Greek. They have no melatonin in their skin, Like a friend of mine, Jason, I thought he was English. Nah, he's Greek. But anyway, so, and the locals would take the piss and whatever. Look at them white, fatty English boys.
Has the
Charlies, they call us.
Are his parents both Greek?
Yeah.
All the way down?
As far as I know, they're all Greek. They're all from Cyprus. They all speak Greek. But they're all pasty. The thing is on my dad's side, they're not so dark.
Mm-hmm.
On my mum's side, I saw a picture of my mother when she was 16, 17. I was like, that's not mum. She looks Indian.
Mm.
She was that dark. Me, I get a suntan, I don't even have to go out. It's like, shit, I didn't even go out and I look dark today. Honestly, it's weird. But I need the sun for that happiness and like that simple life as well.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes you can't recreate the past. If you can, it's not the same. You know what I mean? You can't live whatever you've lived already, because those are the memories that you've lived and enjoyed. And that time there, I mean, the simpleton life is you get up 6 o'clock, you have something to eat, you pack your what they called satchel. That's it, a satchel. And there's some bread in there. There's some water in there. Like I said, halloumi, and whatever you find in the fields, and almonds, you know, figs, fresh figs, watermelon, honeydew, you know. So you have some of that around 11 o'clock. Sit under the tree while the sheep are doing whatever the fuck they're doing, you know. And then you start kind of walking them back. And then you got to take them out again in the afternoon, you know, but you're not going to be that long in the afternoon. I don't know why. But it's just walking the fields. You sit down, you chew the fat with the shepherd, and the nature. And he'll know, I don't. You know, he'll be like, don't go there because that's dangerous. Over there, you tend to find in that environment snakes. Or there's certain sounds, it's like, fuck me, careful. I can hear the hornets. Yeah. And they're like that. They're like flipping sparrows. The size of these hornets, man. And you hear them like their wings flapping, you know. Fuck it, and it's coming towards you. You're shitting yourself. You know? Honey. Bees hive. Yeah. Fresh, and you see it there. They're like, and he's trying to get out there and get some a block of honey. Yeah. And to have this shit fresh, man. Yeah. You know, and your bread. See, a traditional meal, not meal, a snack, is like halloumi, bread, and watermelon. You know, you eat that as together. Oh, and you might have some olives. Fuck's sake, you know, and like, it's just lovely, man. It's just lovely, and those days we didn't have phones, tablets, or any shit like that. No Wi-Fi, internet wasn't even around. It was in the army, but it wasn't. You know, it wasn't generally available. I mean, there was only one phone in the village. This is a funny thing, man, and you probably a lot of people from my era that came from them kind of backgrounds, or you were born here and you go back to your homeland, they may relate to this. There was one phone in the village, one payphone, right? And it'll ring, and whoever's passing by will pick it up. Hello? Yeah, there is so-and-so, I'm her son. What? So-and-so from da-da-da-da. Yeah. You know, her husband is so-and-so. Yes, I know. You know. Hang on a minute. Put the phone. I'll call back in 5 minutes. Put it down. Call back. Hello, sis. Hello, cuz. Hello, ma. You know, and they've come, they wait. So you ring back, and they're waiting, you know, to pick up the phone. Yeah. Because the geezer would have gone down to their house, said, hey, there's a phone call for you from England, you know? And then you just have your chat like that. It's a really simple life, man, you know? But there's so many, and this is sometimes when I say, has technology really made society a better community? If you know what I mean.
Not community.
What would you say? I'm trying.
No, that's the right word, but it hasn't made it a better community. It's the same thing. Like,
if anything, I think it's separated.
Yeah. Well, like if you're in the fields now, you know that you're missing a phone, internet, instant things that you could do anywhere. You can do it in the fields or whatever. But back in the day, there was no phone, there was no internet, so you know you're not missing out on that. It would just be. It could be better if my friend was here, maybe, but he's all right. Do you know what I mean? We're getting on with the farmer, and I'm just experiencing this thing. Whereas it's a bit like a drug. Yeah. Once you've tasted that drug, it's like heroin. You're gonna want, you know what you're missing out on. I want a bit of that high that I got from that drug, so I'm gonna go back to there. But if you never had that in the first place, you're like, well, I'm not just gonna suddenly go, I want to go, and you're not gonna do that.
No.
I think because looking at your phone on Facebook or TikTok or those kind of platforms, it raises your dopamine levels. It gives that body that feeling.
Again, it's that instant gratification of boom, and you're getting a dopamine spike. Oh, this is good feeling. This is a good feeling. I'm going to keep doing this.
Yeah,
because there's nothing stopping me. I want that feeling.
But that's what's happening to children nowadays. Because they've grown up on that tech, and it's another addiction. There was a report the other day. These kids they can't do without their phones. They're going to school and they're on their phones all day.
It's shocking. I mean, I've seen it in families.
Yes,
where they're sitting around a table, having their dinner, and they've each got a tablet, and each of them are watching something on the tablet. There's no conversation at all around this family table.
I told you I had an argument with someone.
But with any of them, they're all sitting there watching. One's watching, I don't know, Dora the Explorer. Another one's watching someone's doing something on their phone. And it's like, what's happened to the family unit?
Thank you.
Yeah, what's happened to that? It's ruined it.
Ban
I felt
that shit.
so sorry for it. I just
around the table that should be banned.
Yeah,
definitely. This is a time to communicate with your family, interact with your family, and this is the thing. The other side of the coin in England, there's more and more singletons across the world, not just in England. Singletons, people that live alone and experience that feeling of loneliness. And it is so different when I've been back home, where there's not one but two tables outside in the garden. The barbecue's going. This is just on an evening's event. It's nothing special. It's just what they normally do. They cook the dinner like that, unless they're doing it even if they're cooking in the oven, like a tava, for instance. You're still all sitting outside. The kids are running around while the food is getting. Kids are running around. The adults are having, and this is it. They bring little dishes. This is your family, just like little stuff to nibble on while the food's going. Your beer, wine, whatever the fuck you want, And you're conversating. You're talking, and you're having a little drink. Sometimes it can get heated. Sometimes it can get emotional, and you're just fucking talking, man. Communicating and linking. Whereas I had a bit of I had to tell off some guy one time, and it was the host's boyfriend. But this is like the second time I met him, and I didn't give a fuck. It came across a bit dense to me. But
dense in what way? Like thick?
Thick.
As in stupid?
No, as in no opinion.
Right.
Just he's a yes sir, no sir.
Because
it's just because look.
The modern dense is like he's wedge.
I don't know what the wedge means.
Like muscly, like.
Oh no,
he wasn't.
It's dense.
Dense in the brain.
Dense in the head.
Yeah.
I asked him. I try to open up conversations. The fucking dude is playing on his phone, right? And I try to open up a conversation with the guy. And I said, well, let me just see if you a little bit of conspiracy about, look, I'm going to ask you the same question. Do you think we went to the moon or not? Just a simple question. The moon's right there. It's just an opinion. I'm just looking for an opinion. I'm just trying to open up a conversation, And he's like, on his phone.
That's
like,
so rude. I find that
right?
rude.
And he's like, what?
Yeah.
I'm like, have you, what do you think we've been to the moon? Yes or, it's just a yes or no. And if no, why? And if yes, why? Just to open up a starter. Guy didn't have a fucking clue what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
And anyway, I try to make more conversation with him while he's fucking put his head back down to his phone. And he's just not clicking on with anything. And I sat back and I looked around the table and there were some kids on their tablet or their Wii's and him on his phone. And everyone's just looking down. The food's almost ready to come out. No one's talking. No one's communicating anything. And ladies and gentlemen, you'd have to tune into the next part to hear this story. We're just coming